Hi Leo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we're actually doing the monthly readings. Okay, so looking ahead at June and what's in store for you. Okay, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Every single like and comment and subscribe, it really does help the channel grow. So I do really appreciate that. This week I am using, firstly, we have the Kipper deck. So getting a bit of, topics of the month for you there with that. I am clarifying and expanding with the Kawaii Lenormand. I also have the Mystic Love Oracle. Okay, so getting into it for you, Leo. Leo, what's going on for Leo in June? Start, middle, and end of June for our Leos. Leo, start, middle, and end of June for Leo. I do apologize for any coughing or spluttering as well. I feel like, this is going to be an ongoing issue with my sinus issues, so I do apologize if we do have any coughing or anything. Starting the month off for you, we do see thoughts card coming through here. So for some of you, this is someone in particular that is on your thoughts. You can see there, we've got the painting of the lady in the background, and he's kind of, even though he's faced away from that, it's all he can think about. It's taking up all his brain space, thinking about, oh, what do I need to paint next? What, the finer details. It's every single thought he has is focused on that person. So for some of you, this is thinking about a person. For others of you, though, it's just showing us just generally that you are sort of stuck up in your head a little bit at the start of June here. Very stuck in your head, thinking things through, overthinking, to the point of anxiety. Even as I say this, it's starting to sort of give me a little bit of a head energy pressing on my head there. So it's kind of like your thoughts are racing a million miles a minute, and you've just got a lot on your mind at the start of June. But we'll clarify that for you. Leo, what's going on for Leo at the start of June? Okay, so pardon me. We are seeing the bouquet firstly here, Leo. So, you're really giving things a lot of thought at the start of June here. It's like with that flowers energy, it is a very giving energy, but it's also a reciprocal energy. So, the process of you, trying to think things through so carefully, it's actually creating more thought and more things to think through. So it's kind of this, it's a very reciprocal energy. The more you think about something, the more there is to think about it. If that kind of makes sense. It's like going down the trajectory of overthinking about something is actually creating more overthinking, because then you're like, oh, I didn't even think about that. Now I've got to think about all these possibilities. And, like you're creating more trouble in your own head, I feel, for a lot of you, that this pattern of overthinking at the moment, Leo, it's like you're going down rabbit holes, and like the more energy that you're giving to your thoughts, especially your negative thoughts here, the more time and energy that you're needing to spend on these thoughts, because it's kind of, if you're allowing this much space to be taken up thinking about this thing, the more that you focus on that space and thinking about this thing, all of a sudden it expands to this much that you have to think about. And then you're realizing, oh, well, that could flow on to this much. And it's like, it's overtaking you. It's expanding too quickly here. The more time and energy you're giving these thoughts, the more you're being forced to put more time and energy into these thoughts, because you're starting to think about things that very, very unlikely as well. Like, I feel like you're in this trap at the moment where you're trying to think through, all the possibilities of something, but you're starting to get to the point where you're thinking through all the possibilities, but then because you've thought through all these different possibilities, you've kind of overthought and created more possibilities that didn't even exist and are very, very unlikely to happen. Okay, so at the start of June here, just be aware that you are very prone to getting stuck in your own thoughts and overthinking things. And that's going to lead you to anxiety and clouded judgment, because all of a sudden you start, you're overthinking things that have, minimal potential of actually happening, rather than just thinking about the most likely things. Because we do see here the mountain and the stars actually came out together. Okay, so with the stars is all about your true desires and your dreams that you're wanting fulfilled here. But then with the mountain, I feel like this is the way that you're thinking about things. You're just putting these giant mountains in front of your dreams, because it's making it harder for you to get to your true desires. You're making more work for yourself, really. The more that you're overthinking things, the more that you're actually building these mountains, these obstacles in your own path. And you're kind of making it a lot harder work. So it's kind of like it all comes down to the way that you're overthinking at the moment. I feel you're creating you're seeing obstacles in front of your dreams that aren't even there as well. You're making these mountains. Instead of focusing on the stars, you're focusing on the mountains. Like you're focusing on all the potential obstacles and all the potential delays that are going to block you from your dreams, but you're losing sight of the actual dreams and what the true desires are. You're forgetting to have just hope and blind faith and optimism. And it's creating more problems for you than good. Because we do see the book. The book is, I feel like the book is actually telling us here, Leo, that the future is unknown. It's telling me unknown, that the more that you're thinking things through, it's like, even if you think through 100 possibilities, it's going to be something you didn't even think of is going to be what happens. And you can't possibly think through every potential outcome. But you're trying to, but it's like the more that you're thinking, it's kind of like the universe playing a bit of a game with you here, Leo. So it's kind of like the more things that you put time and energy into, well, this could possibly happen, this could possibly go wrong, this could possibly go wrong. None of those things are going to go wrong. The universe is going to pull something else out of its pocket and go, well, you think you thought of it all, Leo. Well, boonk, here you go. Have this instead. And it'll be totally different, something totally unknown. And it's because you're focusing on your thoughts, and you're focusing on giving too much energy to your thoughts rather than giving your energy to the final outcome that you're desiring. Pardon me. It's kind of like, yeah, I feel the need for you to focus on your ultimate desire rather than focusing on all the possible potentials and all the possible things, rather than allowing yourself to overthink. If you're going to overthink, let it be dreams. Let it be your dreams and your wishes and the things that you want. Think through the possibilities of how amazing it could be, rather than thinking through all the potential problems, because you're going to create more problems for yourself here, Leo. Okay, but then the middle of the month and then the end of the month as well, we actually, I want to show you these two together here. So the middle of the month, we have the privileged lady, and then the end of the month, we have the main female. Okay, so for a lot of you, this is you. Moving toward the middle and the end of June here. Realizing that, following off that book energy, realizing that you are the character of your own story. You are the main character of your own story, and that you actually are more privileged than you realize. You have a lot more in your back pocket than you think you do. And that, especially with what we just saw at the start of the month, that you are able to manifest depending on, because like I said, the more that you think things through, the more that those possibilities, increase. But the more that you think through the positives and the hope and the optimism, the more that they increase in coming true for you here. So it's kind of showing me that you do have this privilege of if you can control the way that you think about things, you can make things happen for yourself. It's all about coming from a very positive space, I feel, for you, Leo. Middle and end of June for Leo, please. For some of you, though, this may refer to, I'm picking up that for someone out there, this may actually be referring to your mother being very important during the middle and end of June here as well. Middle and end of June for Leo, please. Okay, so we are seeing here that it's, firstly, we've got the Tower and the Woman. Okay, so because I am still picking up, there is somebody that this is your mother, that you need to spend some time alone with your mother at the middle and end of June here. The Tower can talk about, strengthening foundations, nurturing with the Woman here, spending some time in solitude, just sitting in our emotions and nurturing our emotions. I feel like whether this is you doing that by yourself for yourself, or whether this is you doing that with your mother and nurturing that emotional connection between yourself and your mother. For some of you, it is your mother, okay? I don't know why I'm getting that, but I am picking that up for maybe only 2 or 3 out of the collective here. Okay, so I feel like you will know, because there's something, whoever these people are that it's needing to spend time with your mother, there's something going on with your mother, and you know about this, and you know that your mum needs some sort of one-on-one time. So you will know about that. And it's got to do with, for those of you where that's your mother, it's got to do with certain privileges that your mother has privy to. That doesn't necessarily make sense to me, but I hope it makes sense to whoever that message is for. But for everybody else, it's spending time in solitude, spending time alone with your emotions, nurturing your emotions, taking care of yourself emotionally, all right, and nurturing that side of yourself, nurturing the foundations that you're building within yourself, and understanding that you are the main character of your life. So you need to look after that main character, because without the main character, there's no story, all right? And then we do see the ship coming through, starting new adventures, new journeys. So, we go from this period of, solitude, moving quickly into a period of, movement, traveling for some of you. Some of you may need to travel. I do pick up for a lot of you, this is physical travel, needing to travel somewhere to meet someone. It may be that mother, once again. Because we have the garden there as well, which is all about, getting out and about and meeting up with people. So some of you are meeting up with somebody toward the end of the month. Your intuition guiding the way. We have the moon there as well. So your intuition guiding the way, but also it's got to do with emotions. So I dare say there's an emotional meeting that might take place for a lot of you at the end of the month here. It's all coming from you sort of nurturing your truth in your emotions, and needing to have forward movement within your emotions, and that time in solitude, assessing your foundational stuff, needing, I feel like for some of you it may be for closure of some description here, some sort of emotional closure. But some of you definitely are traveling some sort of a distance, but to meet somebody here. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a huge distance, although it very well could be. But it's all about the journey, is what I'm kind of getting here. That starting that journey and to meet somebody halfway emotionally, and for a lot of you, I am still picking up strongly that for a lot of you, it's connected to your mother. So regardless of whether this is your actual mother or issues within your foundational, from stemming from whether you are a mother, or the foundation that has been laid, with the way that you look at women, that has come from the examples that your mother has presented, the version of yourself that you're trying to present, as a mother figure. Even if you're a masculine, okay, we're looking at the feminine, qualities that a mother, the nurturing qualities, coming through quite strong here. The protecting, like the mother energy. Okay, so traveling towards that mother energy on an emotional front, and meeting halfway with that energy, and allowing it to come through for you. So that's going to mean different things for different people, but for someone here, there is also this energy of I'm getting the divine mother energy as well, like Mother Earth, that kind of thing coming through here, that you kind of needing to meet halfway and allow yourself to be held by that energy, and allow that energy in, and allow that energy to nurture and nourish you, um, rather than pushing it away from yourself and trying to stick in masculine energy. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for everyone. That was, it's one of those it's like Tyler Tarot, when I feel like a lot of the time, sometimes I get these messages where I feel like Tyler Tarot, where it's like every time he says, I'm not connecting with this reading, I'm not connecting with this reading. That's how I feel right now. I'm not really connecting with this reading. It's not really making sense to me. But I know, from watching Tyler Tarot, that a lot of the time that it makes way more sense to someone going through that than the person passing the messages on. So I'm kind of just hoping that it makes sense to you in your situation, even if it doesn't completely make sense to me. Okay. Anything else Leo needs to know for June, please? Looking at love and romance for Leo. Anything else Leo needs to know for the month of June, please? Wow, they're all sort of flying out. Oh. Third-party interference coming out here, Leo. So this is interesting, because I feel like that third-party interference, it's what it kind of is telling me is that there's a third party, an interference that is stopping you from focusing on love at all, like on romantic love anyway. And that third party interference is this maybe mother related issue that we've just looked at. Something going on within you yourself that is creating an interference, blocking you from being able to even consider anything to do with love at the moment. The romantic love energy is not wanting to sort of come through at the moment. You're kind of needing to sort this out first. This is going to be your priority for the end and middle of June here, because we do have the honesty and truth. So, there is a lot of, sitting up in that tower, paying attention to the foundations that have been laid within you, how you accept nurturing, nourishing energy, how you give nurturing, emotional energy. A lot of honesty and truth coming to the surface there that I feel like for some of you, this is why you're needing to travel and journey to have this meeting halfway emotionally. You may need to be honest and truthful with somebody about how something has affected you, or something like that, because we do also see I'm sorry and apology. So for some of you, it feels as though that's why you're traveling, to receive an apology, that you need to. I feel like for some of you, you're kind of asking to face that third party interference head on with honesty and truth, and saying, look, I need to talk to you about this, because why did this happen? And I need to be honest and truthful about this. This is how this has made me feel. This is how this has played out in my life. And asking somebody for an apology. I feel like for a lot of you, this is asking somebody, for them to apologize to you. For some of you, you may be the one apologizing as well, of course. But that's what I've got for you, Leo. Like I said, I'm not connecting with this read, but I really hope that you guys are. Let me know in the comments if it does resonate for you. I do really appreciate all those comments. Subscribe as well, and hopefully I'll see you soon. You can check your other placements, of course, as well.